trainer and yoga instructor for the Boulevard Club, and we're about to get started on our fourth mini-therapeutic session. So what you'll need today is a dowel or a broomstick, 2 blocks or a stack of books. The books will be 2 to 3 inches in height, or you can use a foam roller for this first exercise. So you're going to lower ourselves down to the ground with the legs extended in between the 2 blocks. We're going to use our hands to mobilize our body around the dowel. So place the dowel on top of the blocks, and just above the Achilles tendon is a small muscle, calf muscle called the soleus. That's where we want to be. So what you're going to do, first of all, is just separate the feet hip width apart. You're going to allow the legs to move, or the feet to move side to side, windshield wiper style. And so you're externally and internally rotating at the hip. This might give you some information about how tight your hips are as well. If you're finding that one side moves a little freer than the other, that's good information. Store it for later. So we're going to move side to side freely, and then we're just going to go 1 inch or so up and continue on, all the way up the calf. So you move towards the big gastrocnemius, so the fullest part of the calf. Take your time getting there. You might notice some glunkiness on the side. We'll address that in a moment. So just take stock of what you got today. Just be present in your body, and this is an exploration. It's always, yoga is an exploration of what's going on. So be curious. You're going to seek out what you need to work on, and that's what yoga is. It's not addressing, it's about actually finding those areas that need work, as opposed to just going to your sweet spots constantly. So I'm going to go one more time up the dowel, and you'll notice a little bit more movement through the hip here as we get closer up towards the knee joint. And then we're going to take a step forward, so half the way. So just in front of the dowel, you can change your hand position if it's more comfortable to do so. And we're going to roll the length of the calf. So nice and easy. It's like using a rolling pin with dough. We really want to just keep pressing into the calf with a nice smooth pressure. So we can angle the leg so that we really address that outer edge of the calf and right up to the bone. So really get close to that bone. You're rolling on muscle, but where it attaches to the bone is equally important. So you're going to take a softer approach to the inside of the calf, very light. The hips are lifted, so you have a little bit of weight on that area, but so soft. And then back to center and just finish rolling through. Just going to do the same thing on the other side. Change your hand position anytime you feel that you need a break. And we're just going to roll again through the big gastrocnemius, all the way down through the soleus, and not behind the knee, but just up to that point. So just get comfortable here. Rolling the outside of the shin. You can really turn that leg out to get some nice contact. And then very gently on the inside. And that's bound to happen at some point. So just get right back in to that calf, and then just the full length of the calf. So rolling it out. And sometimes it happens twice in one session, and that's okay. So finish up with the calf muscle, and then just release the dowel. We're going to slip the dowel back onto the blocks, but not before we lower ourselves down over top of it. So you might want to move the blocks half the way down, the mat, and then you'll lower yourself first and then place the dowel on top of the blocks. Where we want to be with the dowel is just above the kneecap. So not on the bone, but just above that. It's really a cranky area with all kinds of attachments, and we want to be able to do that same motion back and forth with a windshield wiper movement to address some of the gunk that happens on both the inner part of that quadricep and outer part. So we're going to lower ourselves down first, place the dowel on top. Find your spot just above the kneecap. You can be on your forearms in a forearm plank. So I'm just going to walk my way down the dowel. And you could just hang out here with the toes curled or the feet extended. You could just literally hang out here. Or you could lower yourself all the way to the ground. So for now, we're just going to bend one knee and do that little motion back and forth with the windshield wiper movement. We'll do it one at a time because otherwise it puts your back into quite a bit of extension, hyperextension. So nice and easy, back and forth. Keep the abdominals engaged. You want to keep pulling your belly up towards the spine. Keep the neck relaxed. You can even place your head on the block or on your stacked hands, whatever feels comfortable, and then switch sides. Again, move back into that space just above the kneecap. Keep the core active and side to side. Breathing, making sure that you follow that breath, and when it disappears, figure out if you're too intense with that movement. You can also use 2 broomsticks or 2 dowels to diffuse the pressure, or you can wrap the dowel with a towel, and that works as well, or the foam roller again. So now we just want to roll, so look at your dowel, make sure that you have room to roll. It's not going to roll off the blocks, and then just roll the length of the quads. So here you can walk your legs down to find a new spot. Maybe take it in 2-inch increments and then back and forth again a little bit deeper. You can come all the way. I'm just going to show you. You can come all the way down to the floor with your broomstick or your foam roller. And that way you can lay all the way down and just completely relax the upper body. So you're going to mobilize or just stay in one spot, and then we're just going to come off the dowel, press back into a beautiful child's pose stretch, head releases down, active through the arms or not, passive surrender. And take a moment in that child's pose to really just relax the low back and to take a little break from that fight or flight feeling that is really part of doing deep therapeutic work. So we want to balance that out with the softness as well. So we're going to take the blocks to the front of the mat. Now we want to stretch out what we just pressed out. Really important to do that. So we're elongating. So we're pressing out the tension, but we need to stretch and open and soften now. So we're going to take the right leg at 90 degrees, actually both legs, and you can use the blocks just as props so that you can extend the arms. Especially if you're tight, you want to use them. And we're just going to send the hips back towards the heel, any amount. So you're going to straighten that front leg, spread the toes. Here's where if you're more flexible and you don't need the blocks, just take them to the side, or you can extend the legs a little further out. Sending the hips back, you really want to take the right hip back in a scissoring action with the left hip. So the left hip moves forward, the right hip moves back, so the hips are coming back equally. Soften the top of the foot, or if you need more balance, again, curling the toes. We're going to now move forward into a hip flexor stretch and letting that back foot release, opening up through the hip. Maybe you stay here in the first round and just let that soften and open. Hip flexors and hamstrings are a nice little package, and they really work in tandem with each other. So you really shouldn't just stretch one without stretching the other. We're going to start to deepen that stretch. Shin towards shin, try to keep the body long, the torso long, and then again you can move those blocks wherever you need the support. Maybe it's further back so you can lift the heart space a little bit more. Maybe you take the arms up and out. So goddess arms, elbow moving forward, palms facing towards the ceiling, any amount. And then you could also sweep the arms back for your hamstring stretch, or again move the blocks even further out to deepen that stretch. Lengthening through the spine, breathing softly, and then we're just going to switch sides. So bringing the knees together, again, position the blocks where you need them to be. You could start at 90 degrees if you're tight, or you could open that up into, I'm just going to turn myself again, and so that you can see that my hips are coming back equally. So coming back all the way back, that left hip crease needs to move back in space, to make sure that you're stretching the lateral part of your hamstrings here. And the toes can be spread, the pinky toe can pull towards you gently so you're not rotating that leg in this stretch at all. So coming forward again, opening up the chest. Just stay here for a breath or two because these hip flexors can be quite tight, especially if you find your hamstrings tight, hip flexors are probably quite tight as well. And then again, moving the blocks to accommodate Moving your hips a little further back, bringing chin towards the shin, relaxing head and neck. Again, you're going to try to hug the midline with that left hip. And then pinky toe of the foot towards your face and moving forward. A little bit deeper into this stretch now. You can either sink forward. It's absolutely fine if your knee is moving past your ankle. In fact, you want to have a little bit of ankle flexibility. You want to work on that a little bit as well. So here we go. Nice flow, moving back in space with breath. Moving forward, and we're going to add those goddess arms, opening up through the heart space, opening up through the hip flexors on the back leg, and bring your hands into your heart space. And again, just thank you for joining me, but thank yourself for just making this time for your practice today. Namaste. See you very, very soon.